They say every woman remembers the first man who broke her heart. I remember mine too well. His name was Dennis. If I close my eyes long enough, I can still see the way the sunlight caught his hair that summer afternoon when we first met, still feel the strange flutter of hope that came with his laughter. He had a way of making ordinary days feel like something borrowed from a dream. He wasn't perfect, far from it, but back then, I didn't care. Perfection was never what I wanted. I just wanted to be loved, even if it came with cracks and sharp edges. Dennis loved like a wildfire, bright, consuming, and unpredictable. He gave me moments of warmth that could melt everything I thought I knew about loneliness, only to burn me again when I got too close. And I always got too close. The first time I caught him cheating, I thought the world had ended. I remember sitting alone on my bed, staring at the ceiling, trying to understand how something that felt so real could shatter so quietly. I didn't cry at first. I just sat there, numb, tracing the edges of the love I thought I understood. But pain doesn't stay silent for long. It seeps into everything, the way you look at yourself in the mirror, the way your chest tightens when you hear his name, the way the world tilts slightly when you see him smile at someone else. I told myself I'd leave him. I told myself I deserved better. But when he came back, apologizing with those same eyes that once made me fall, I let him in again. Love, I realized, is not always an act of courage. Sometimes it's just the inability to walk away from what once made you happy. He hurt me again, and again after that. Each time, I swore it would be the last. But every promise I made to myself dissolved the moment I saw him standing at my door, rain dripping from his hair, his voice trembling with guilt. He had this way of making me believe that maybe this time would be different. Maybe this time, he would finally choose me and mean it. And for a while, it felt like he did. The change came slowly, almost imperceptibly. He began staying home more. He stopped making excuses, stopped disappearing for nights I could never explain. He started holding my hand again in public, started looking at me as if I were the only one in the room. It was unsettling at first, like waiting for a storm that never came. I had spent so long preparing for pain that I didn't know how to accept peace. But peace came anyway, soft and steady, wrapping itself around us like a quiet apology. We grew gentle with each other. The house no longer echoed with arguments or tears. We learned to sit in silence and find comfort in it. He started cooking breakfast on Sundays, humming old songs as the smell of coffee filled the air. I started believing in him again. For the first time, I thought, maybe we were going to be okay. Then, one morning, he didn't come home. The call came before sunrise. A stranger's voice on the other end, calm and rehearsed. There had been an accident, they said. A car, a red light, a moment too fast to undo. He was gone before they even reached him. I remember standing there, holding the phone, unable to breathe. The world didn't end with a scream, it ended with silence. The kind that feels like the whole universe holding its breath. In the days that followed, people came and went, saying the same words in different tones, he's in a better place. At least he didn't suffer. He changed for you, Lydia. He became a good man. But what they didn't understand was that goodness meant nothing without presence. I didn't want the version of him who had finally changed if it meant losing him entirely. I would have taken the chaos, the lies, the heartbreak, all of it, if it meant he could still be here, still laughing, still breathing. There's a strange kind of cruelty in timing. He became the man I prayed for, only to be taken away when I finally learned to forgive him. For weeks, I lived in the shadow of what we used to be. The bed felt too big, the walls too quiet. His jacket still hung on the chair where he left it. His shoes sat by the door, pointing outward, as if waiting for him to return. I couldn't bring myself to move them. I couldn't bear to erase the small evidences of his existence. Grief has a way of distorting time. Days bleed into nights, and you start to forget how to live without waiting for something that will never come. Sometimes I'd wake up and instinctively reach for him, only to touch the emptiness where he used to be. Other times, I'd catch myself smiling at a memory, before the ache reminded me why I shouldn't. I began to remember everything: the laughter, the lies, the soft apologies whispered into the dark. I thought of all the nights I cried over him, and for the first time, I wished for them back. Because those nights, as painful as they were still ours. They were still moments when he was alive, when I could still touch him, still hate him, still love him. It's strange to miss someone who once made you miserable, but grief has no logic. It doesn't care about how things ended. It only knows absence. I used to think love meant wanting someone to stay faithful, to be kind, to never hurt you. But now I know that love, real love, is wanting them to live, even if it means breaking your heart along the way. Sometimes, when it rains, I imagine him somewhere out there, alive and flawed, making the same mistakes. I imagine catching him again, feeling that old sting of betrayal, and realizing that even that pain would be better than this silence. Because pain means life, and life means possibility. I would give anything to hear another lie, to forgive another mistake, to fight one more meaningless fight if it meant he could walk through the door again. If I could tell him one thing, I'd say this: cheat on me for as long as you live. Because at least you'd still be living. At least I'd still get to love you in this imperfect, messy, human way that made us who we were. I used to think I stayed with him because I was weak. Now I think I stayed because I understood something I couldn't yet name: that love is not about deserving. It's about surviving together, no matter how ungraceful that survival looks. He taught me that love isn't clean. It's not always fair or kind or gentle. But if it's real, it changes you. It leaves marks that don't fade, lessons that don't end. Dennis was every mistake I made twice, and every reason I learned to forgive. He was the laughter that followed my tears, the silence that lingered after goodbye. He was the love I could never explain, but will always understand. And though I still ache when I think of him, I no longer wish to undo what we had. Because every wound he left made room for something softer, something that felt like grace. Now, when I walk through the world alone, I carry him quietly. Not as pain, but as presence. Not as regret, but as memory. Some loves are not meant to be perfect. Some are meant to be remembered. And maybe that's what ours was, a love that broke me, changed me, and, in its own way, saved me. So if there's anything I've learned after all this time, it's that life will never ask you if you're ready to lose the person you love. It just happens. But if you're lucky, you get to keep the feeling of them. You get to hold on to the way they looked at you once, the way they made you laugh, the way they made you feel alive, even in your worst moments. That's what I hold on to now. Not the betrayal. Not the tears. Just the proof that I loved someone so much that even losing him couldn't take that love away. And if that isn't love, then I don't know what is.